So we start with an empty page, and we will recall that we had created this component called demo component with a input field and a button. So now we're going to talk about variants of the same component. So with the demo component selected, I double click and I select the main component option and select add variant. When I select add variant, it basically creates a replica of the original component. But the original component is called the default component, and the replica is called variant 2. So now this is the definition of something called property 1. It's a default property name. So let's call this property, for example, let's change the variant. For example, in this variant, I want to remove this button and I want to make this a full input field. Okay, so these are the two variants of this object. So this is the default variant. This is the without the button. Now without the button variant and with the button variant, what I can do is that I can say the property is, let's call has button. Okay, so that's the property. And for the second one, the value is no, it doesn't have a button. For the first one, has button has a value yes. Okay, so basically now I have two components which sort of occupy the same space, they are the same size, etc. They have just a small variation whether it has a button or not a button. And so has button is the property, and the values are no or yes. Okay, so let's go to our empty page and let's go to our assets. And now in the assets, the demo component, it shows that it has two variants. Okay, so we will then drag this into our page, and what came is, again, if you look at the layers, you will see that this is an instant of the demo component. And right now this demo component has come with the has button yes, so a has button in a sort of positive or affirmative. And I can quickly change it to the other variant off, and I lose the button and I get a full width input field. So now this is basically the idea of a variant, and in a variant you can have multiple properties and multiple values. In this case it's just yes or no, so therefore it automatically put a switch, but in other cases it would be a drop down. If there are multiple values for that property, it would be a drop down, but in this case it's just a switch. And basically with one button in different places of the code, we can change the variant. One example would be, I can copy this down, so this is another instance of that component, but the second instance here that I use, it has a button, and I can make another copy. Okay, this doesn't have a button, so in a sense it allows me to choose different, slightly different versions of components without having to drag new components in place. Okay, that's the power of the variance feature in Figma.